Hello and welcome to Willow Tree Art. This is Ben and we're going to show you how to draw a sunrise today. Before I start, I would just like to say that the next video I upload will be the last one I upload until the 8th of September. Okay, so first of all, me and one of the other guys on the channel came across these plastic spoons in a shop. We needed to buy 2 spoons for something. So we ended up buying 30. Because it's the only pack they were selling. So we decided we were going to use these in a video, well, art, basically, which means that, the thing I found them great to use for is mixing colours and putting water in. So I would show you that today, however, I think I'm going to use this in the video because it would be easier to use an actual mixing palette than it would be to use 1 spoon for a whole sunrise. However, this is a good alternative for those of you who can't afford a palette. Okay, so I would go to the tap and fill up, but I'm just going to empty one of these brushes, which I will actually review in an upcoming video. Okay, so if I just unscrew this and just empty the water into this middle bit here. Would do it with the other water, however I believe it's stained blue. So I've just got these 2 brush markers here, which are actually watercolour, so they're fairly good. However, once again, not using them today. But I also have all of these paintbrushes, and I'm just going to see which do the job best based on using them and all of that. So, like that, just spread that water out equally in there. You guys probably didn't see that. And then I've just got colours that sort of go in, like reds and yellows and in between all of them. So I will put them out to see. So there are all the colours I've got to do it. So, since we're doing a sunrise, that does mean that the lightest colour has to go here, because that's where the sun would be coming up, and the darkest is here because that's where all of space and everything is, and where it's just been nighttime, really. Oh yeah, also I have this, which is just the black watercolour, which I used in the previous video where I didn't talk. And yeah, this is just to do like a silhouette in the end. So, first I'm going to grab a brush. I'll use this one probably the whole video. These are new, by the way, so they may not be the best at the start. Right, so, like I said, lightest here, darkest here, which means you actually want to start with your lightest because that blends into the darkest. So, what I'll do now is I'll choose between my yellows. This one seems a bit murky, so I think I'm going to go for this one. So I'll just put a blob of that in there. And really, you don't need tons unless you're going for like a thick paint sort of style. So I'll just go and get a bit of that water onto the brush. And because I know I'm just going a bit over the top of putting the water on the brush, just to make sure that it's doing good enough. And I'm basically just making sure and I don't mind putting a bit of yellow into that water because it is the base colour and the leading colour of the whole picture. So, just so you know, in this, I'm not going to be right up to the edges, I'm just sort of going to be focusing around about the middle. So, I'll go and do that colour there. Every time I need to make it a bit lighter, I'll just add a bit of water to the brush. And basically, the best bit about this is the fact that the water does run out, which means you have to add more water to your brush, because the water will soak into the paper. So yeah, I'll just keep doing that, and that looks blended enough. Just went over it a bit, and yes, I am using normal printer photocopy of paper. If you have better, it's good to use that. However, I've currently run out, so by I think by season 5 I'll have regained that paper again. I'm just waiting to see when we get the money on the channel to do that. So next, because I don't really have an orange in this pile, it's just brown and a really dark red and then a lighter red. In the palette, I'll just put the tiniest bit of red. And rather than, I think some people would mix that with the watercolour paint itself, rather than doing that, I'll just go and get a bit of that water and just do that, a bit more of the water, and do that. And then, because we're not going to use this again, I'll just use that excess yellow there, and I'll do it like that, and I'll start about here, and I'll go up, getting lighter, but then I'll go back down here, get a bit of that sort of yellowy water, and I'll just blend in with that. And I'll get a tiny bit more of that. And I've got that, and now I'll just go for my top one, which I'll literally just go straight in for the red. I'll put that there, and then I'll get some of that water, and I'll just carry this red down, making sure to top up. Just going back and forth, making sure this is all as blended as I want it to be. And I'll just lift this up so that it's not right on my table, and I'll let you guys see that a bit better. So as you can see, it's darkest here and lightest here. Yeah, and don't worry, because I know that's very bold yellow, whereas it's a lighter red, because the next step is to add in any need to add in the silhouette. Yeah, so I'm just going to go for a really thin brush that you can see there, and into my tray. This has a little pipette on the bottle, and I'm just going to stick a bit of that into the tray. Now I don't want to dilute this because it's already liquid watercolour, so I will just dip in and use it as if it's an ink. So I'll say it dips down, then it comes up, and it goes down again. However, there's a bit of a mark there, so I'll incorporate that in. So that happens there, and then say there's a tree here. And I'll just add in all the details of that tree. So add in all the branches. And just basically when you're doing trees, just feel free to experiment anything you do. Because yeah, you can't really go wrong. Because obviously the natural, like trees are just natural. So it's actually fairly hard to mess them up because it is just, oh well, I think that should go there, and oh, that would look good there. That's a tree. And because I've got all of that actually, I'll now move to a thicker brush. I think I'll use this one. It's marked as a half on here. Oh yeah, the other brushes I've used, this one's marked as a 2, and this one's marked as another half. So I'll just get that up in here. Alright, do that just to be sure. Now, and if you notice, I'm now only taking colour from where I made it a bit less concentrated. I'm mainly doing that because I don't want it to go through my paper. And this brush is a tiny bit scratchy. I don't mind that. But yeah, and actually I think it may add a bit of detail into it. But yeah, you just carry on making it bold. And that would be your sunrise. Because again, you have your lightest at the bottom, darkest at the top. And yeah, that very well works. And obviously, always remember to sign your picture. And always sign it a bit differently. But yeah, that's how I think it's going to go on this video. So I hope you enjoyed it. Once again, my next video will be the last one of the season. However, in the following week, some of the other people on the channel may upload. I'm not sure what their schedule is looking like right now though, because we've not had a meeting in a tiny bit. So, hope you enjoyed. I hope this was a helpful video for you, and I hope it inspires you to do your own sunrise. So, see you next week. Thank you.